There's a TikToker right now who wants you to know that he is definitely not Jeffrey Epstein. Today I want to introduce you to a TikToker known as Palm Beach Pete. This guy has been going viral recently. He is everywhere, and it's because he is the lookalike of pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein died in prison in 2019 after being finally arrested for his sex crimes. We've all heard about all the files that are dropping. We all know about the island where he went with people such as Donald Trump to rape kids. So not exactly someone who you would think that someone would want to harp onto and be like, yes guys, I look like them. But that is the case here because Palm Beach Pete is latching onto the fact people think he looks a lot like Epstein. You might have seen this meme. This is how I first sort of found this because I saw it on Twitter ages ago. But someone took a picture of a guy in a car who looked just like Jeffrey Epstein, and it was in Florida. Now, as we now know, that man is actually Palm Beach Pete. So on the 19th of March, Palm Beach Pete would take to TikTok to officially deal with the allegations.
Everybody, this is Palm Beach Pete, and my video went viral because some dude randomly filmed me while I was driving on I-95, unbeknownst to me. And the next thing I know, I'm a viral sensation. I had my phone down for about 4 hours, and I didn't know my phone was blowing up with all these comments from that video. So I got a lot of traction. It's pretty crazy. Thanks.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
That a boy, yeah.
Okay. Peace out.
So despite him saying officially on record that he is not Jeffrey Epstein, some people are still latching on to the fact that this might actually be Epstein and he may have never died. People are commenting things such as, hey everybody, it's Hannah Montana and you're watching the Disney Channel. Or this great SpongeBob meme. But in all seriousness, this is not Jeffrey Epstein. Let's just end that here. Put that down right now. Palm Beach Pete and Jeffrey Epstein are not the same person. He just got dealt a really, really bad hand in life to look like someone who is one of the most notorious pedophiles of all time. Some people do believe that this video may actually be AI as well though. Honestly, I'm not really sure why. At first I thought it might be because of the headrest, but there is actually photos of the car that he drives and it turns out the headrests are held on by something at the side rather than being like two metal poles. So if that's the reason people are saying it's AI, then that's just bullshit because it's not true. So then a few days later, he followed it up with this video.
Good morning, everybody. This is Palm Beach Pete from Palm Beach, Florida. I want to thank everybody for the positive comments I got from saying I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just Palm Beach Pete, going to play some tennis today, going into town, have lunch. I'm so not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just me being me, and it's a crazy phenomenon that has went really viral, and I really appreciate all the support. And just want to reiterate, I'm Peter from Palm Beach. Have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. He's a very bad person, what he did obviously, and he is dead. And I'm alive.
One of my big problems of this is that, you know, he keeps reiterating, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein, and that's something he does in kind of all the videos. Now that's great, great, he's not Jeffrey Epstein, people are still gonna latch onto it, but even though people are kind of latching onto it, I do have a bit of a problem with how he's essentially building his whole brand around it. This man has gotten over 500,000 followers from basically being the lookalike of a pedophile. I'm gonna say it again and again because that's what this guy's brand is. No offense, but if he was going out here just being himself, if he looked different, then he might get a few thousand followers, but nothing to the level that we're seeing here because this is being shared all around the world because people think it's funny that he looks like Epstein.
Good morning, everybody. Palm Beach Pete from sunny Florida. Not a cloud in the sky. I'm off to play some tennis. I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete. I want to thank all my followers. This thing has gone crazy viral. Over 100,000 plus followers in less than 2 days. Have a great day. Enjoy life.
So he's clearly enjoying the newfound fame because he has been everywhere, like I've been saying. But he's not just being in DMs or being shared in group chats because he has literally even been on shows.
And please say hello now to Palm Beach Pete, who is standing by. Hi,
Hey, Jimmy.
Pete. I were to point at, let's say Jeffrey Epstein was still alive, and I were to point at him, and then I were to point at you. Those fingers would be pointing in totally different directions, right?
No, I'm the better looking guy.
You are. Do people actually mistake you for him?
They give me the double look, but now that I've gone viral, Jimmy, it's nonstop. They want to take pictures of me, my autograph, but as Palm Beach Pete. I'm not Epstein, I'm just Palm Beach Pete living my life.
Look, he has kind of got a point with the double take thing, because if I was in America and I saw this guy, I would do a bit of a double take. I'd be like, no. And then I'd realize, no, it's just a lookalike. White old men look like that. But, you know, the whole, like, even him going on Jimmy Kimmel, like, I don't know why people find this so funny. I'm not trying to be the fun police, but people's attention are kind of being directed away from the real issues just because this guy looks a bit like a sex offender. Like, there's so much shit going on in the world. There's a literal unnecessary war going on right now. Rights of LGBTQ plus people are being stripped away, and instead we're sitting here laughing on this guy. Some people are kind of making valid points in this by saying that he has the same stutter as Epstein, like in this example.
And some knucklehead films me and then
as perpetrating one of the largest frauds.
But then again, that's not really anything because it is just an audio clip. People stutter. I stutter. I might even stutter the same way as Epstein sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I have quirks that other people have that we don't know about because I'll probably never meet the person. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm suddenly them. But it's more than just things like the stutter, because people are also pointing out that his teeth do look the same as Epstein's
teeth. So as you can see right here, this is Jeffrey Epstein's bottom row of teeth. And then if we go ahead and look at Palm Beach Pete's bottom row of teeth, literally identical to Jeffrey Epstein's.
To be fair, they aren't wrong here. These are literally identical teeth. Still, I don't think this guy's Epstein. I want to, like, just put that out there, but I want to cover this situation, and going over the actual evidence as part of it. Now, this is one of the parts that pisses me off the most, because we've got these TikTok true crime sleuths posting stuff like, so we're just going to ignore the fact Palm Beach Pete's daughter is a missing girl from Russia. Now, the evidence they show in this video is this picture of Palm Beach Pete with one of his daughters. And then they flash up these photos saying that this girl has been missing from Russia. And this is just complete misinformation, because if this person were to do one tiny bit of research, they would find an article from all the way back in 2021 saying that the two girls who they showed a picture of were actually found. They were actually only gone for 5 days and they returned home. The police found and returned home 16-year-old and 15-year-old adolescents are not victims of crime and are now under the supervision of their parents. The search for the missing lasted about 5 days. Now, I found this from one Google search. And that's the one thing I hate most about these TikTok true crime or conspiracy creators, because they just don't do any research. They literally put out massive misinformation like this. Like, do you know how big of an accusation it is to say that someone's daughter, who they're claiming to be their daughter, is actually a missing girl? That's a massive allegation, not one you can just throw out there, especially if you haven't done your research. And plus, let me put this to you, right? If you were someone who was very wanted and the world thought you were dead, I think the last thing you'd want to do is return to your home city. You would not be returning there, and you certainly wouldn't be driving your fucking convertible with a roof down so everyone can see you. And then even if you did do that, right, then you were caught. You were put on TikTok. So what should you do in that situation? If you were a wanted man who everyone thinks is dead, you flee that place. You go and you don't look back. But that's not what this guy did. He started going on talk shows. He started making TikToks, and that is the most solid piece of evidence that this guy is definitely not Epstein. I can't believe I am having to say that so much, but I genuinely know some people who watch this video are going to be convinced, and there's just going to be no way that I can change their mind. And some people are begging what he's doing up on Twitter. Like, this person said, "This is awesome. The guy got accused of being Jeffrey Epstein with some viral video. Someone recorded him driving on the freeway, and instead of crying and complaining, he leaned in hard and created a whole brand as Palm Beach Pete, aka not Jeffrey Epstein, based." That's probably one of the least based things in the world. He is making now probably a living off of advertising the fact he's not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, it's just, it feels so wrong. And look, maybe I'm too woke. Maybe I'm that friend who's too woke, but I don't know. I just don't, this isn't sitting right with me. Especially not because he now has a cameo. You can probably imagine some of the things that people are making him say, like, oh, he always ends off videos going, and by the way, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. And you have to pay him £37 for this. So probably like, what, $40? $48 to get a cameo from Palm Beach Pete. Even in his bio, he says, I'm just Palm Beach Pete, not Epstein. And he's got 4 reviews, so he has made at least $200 off of this. So yeah, you know, guys, you can tell me in the comments if I'm too woke or whatever, but that's my take on the whole situation. And I wanted to share it with you because it was blowing my fucking mind and I felt like no one was talking about it in the right way. But yes, thank you very much for making it to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and also leave a comment telling me what you think of the situation. If you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to follow and rate the show 5 stars. It really means the world to me. Let me know in the comments, like I say, what you think of this whole situation, and if you have anything you want to see me cover, you can either email it to me at jessicurbusiness@gmail.com or put it in the Reddit at reddit.com/r/jessicur. Don't forget to check me out on social media. I have Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter, and if you want to get involved with the community, you can join my Discord server using the link in the description. Thank you so much to my Jessicur Plus members, Morrigan, Alex Rod, K4 Silver, Entrepreneur, Colette, He, Brooke, Camilla, Base Finger, Midnight Kitty, River Canberra, Willow, Briar, Frozen Rosies, Jessicur, Shrev the Shrew, Rudy Jazz, Mikey Poopy, Clara, and Ivo Space. And Cal as well. Cal deserves 2 shoutouts here because I forgot to do it in my last video. I'll be back very soon with another video, but if you want another right now, then why don't you check out the one that's on your screen?